Sorry. Hey guys, Caitlin here. So, guess what? I'm going to talk about my characters of Randomtale. So, Kara, she has a hoodie on. She doesn't kill, for the reason to not kill, and she's buddied up with Sans. And however, she likes to bake cake. She protects anyone even if they are gonna get hurt, like whoever they is. So if that ever happens, then she's like going over as fast as she can and making sure that you're not injured. And Sans, he doesn't really care a lot. He's as lazy as he is in Undertale, but however, he doesn't really care as much anymore. No matter whoever does the timeline in a wrong place, if he ever sees another version of himself, not another version of himself, if he sees another papyrus version of it, so this is what would happen. He wouldn't really care. He would say, "Sorry, Pap, I wouldn't want to help anyways. Even though that I'm this lazy, it doesn't really matter anymore. You're gonna come back no matter what would happen. And you're never gonna remember for why it happened and for what had happened to you." I'm like watching a movie of this really big dog and a very adorable dog. And yeah, it's like those kind of big dogs. It's kind of cute. It's a cute dog. But however, and Papyrus, if he would come over and oh, that's cute. That is cute. Oh, so adorable. So, however, Papyrus, for what he looks like, he has a cloak, except he could get hidden. He would look like if he was hidden or not. But however, he does actually have actual armor when he's in fight mode. But if he's on, you know how that you get to date Papyrus in Undertale? If you're gonna date him, he's gonna change clothes very, very quickly. It's really, really, really confusing of where it came from. But it came from his closet, though. Nowhere else. And however, so, for what else he has is that, so, him, doing all this stuff, if he is gonna go over and he doesn't really, okay, so if the player is like getting hurt, like if it really, really just hurts, like if you're on like 2 HP, if you're like on very, very, very low HP, he would do something about it. He wouldn't attack you anymore. He would heal you and stuff like that. And however, he does know that it's a video game, so he says, if you're really just kind of bad at this game, like if you're just bad at this or something, I don't know. This is what he would say. If you're bad at this, then I'm sorry, wait, no. That's the wrong line. If you're bad at this, then get a controller and probably plug it into the computer or whatever it is, whatever that you're playing this on. But if you don't have that, I think I'd make it easier for you. And you actually get to choose. No timer. And yeah, that's Papyrus, but like, so he has he doesn't really have a hoodie. He has like a t-shirt with another layer of what is it called? Another layer of sleeves, and it's black and stuff. And then he would probably get pockets or a hoodie, but however, it's not gonna be a hoodie because I don't want all the characters to have a hoodie. And then he probably even has normal shoes, or he could get boots. Go down in the comments, say boots if you want boots, and if you want shoes, then comment shoes. And he has jeans on, and that's him for ya. But if he's in fight mode, he would have armor, shoulders or armor, anything around him is armor besides the head and face. Not even the back. not the neck neither, because no one wants that, right? It would probably cover that anyways, but yet no. And then Sans, he just still looks normal. He still has his old hoodie or something like that, but I think I remember changing the hoodie into something else instead of he probably does still have a zipper, but it's actually zipped up, or that there's no zipper at all. And he still has a t-shirt instead of the shirt that he has in Undertale. I think that he does have a t-shirt in Undertale, but who knows if it's really a t-shirt or not. But however, he still has his slippers on, stuff like that. He still has everything else too. But however, the only thing that's missing, you know how that he has pupils, eyes or something like that in the game? He doesn't have those dots. And why wouldn't he not have those dots? Because that's not what a skeleton like him would have. Skeletons don't have dots when they're like that, unless if he's actually mad on the inside or something like that. Skeletons, that is referencing Sans, if you know how that he has the glowing blue eye whenever he's fighting Kara or Chara, whatever it is. So he doesn't really, well, however, instead of saying Sans the skeleton, hi, I'm Sans the comic. Well, because that, I don't know, he's basically a font. Oh man, I think that I should have changed the line there, because it should have been called Sans the font, because Sans the comic is a font, and he's gonna say, hi, I'm Sans the font. Because of it being a character word or something like that. Not like an actual character like a person, but a character like a letter. There we go. And that's what he is. But if you keep like bothering him or something like that, like if you keep like threatening him, going over to his house uninvited, well, you can go over to his house uninvited, but don't do it too much. 'Cause at some point he's gonna say, "You're not invited. Why are you here? You here for a reason? Or are you just here to hang out? I would have probably invited you if you wouldn't have came in here first. I even probably did it anyways, but you didn't really see it or answer me at all." And then he's gonna probably kick you out. Yeah, kick you out, I mean. And that's Sans for ya. He does still have the bunny slippers and everything else, but there's one change on the coat. Whatever it is. Frisk and, well, I think that I already, did I mention Kara? I'm not sure if I mentioned Kara. She likes cake. She's not a bad influence. She would do it. Okay, I think I remember doing it. I'm not sure. She likes to bake cake. She loves to do stuff with you. She's a pretty fun character to hang out with. A pretty fun person. And then Frisk. She's the same, but you know how that some people, whenever they're like they're doing that, what I just did. That's what she's doing, except with no lips, because some of the cartoons do not have lips, and that is a problem. It's probably a real problem. Probably some people don't even have lips, even if some people probably would have lips, but it would probably be the same color if they don't. So that's what she likes to do. She does that with her meals. And what else that she does is that she isn't really relatable to Kara at all. She's not really a fun person, and Sans can relate to her in a lot of ways, even Kara. But however, Sans is boring in this one, but he doesn't really sound boring or act boring. Well, he does act boring, but do you get the point what I'm trying to say here is? Because I don't know. So, he acts boring, but he's not boring at all. He doesn't really feel the act of it. He doesn't want to act boring. All he just acts like is that he doesn't really care a lot. He doesn't care at all. And that's what it is. But however, okay, so that's what it is. So Sans. Wait, no, we already talked about Sans. Frisk. So yeah, she does have a dialogue, whatever it's called in there. Like if they are saying something and stuff like that, then she has that as well. So like every character, you know how that every character just has the face and neck? That's what she has. Except for Sans, which is, well, that's sad. Yeah. And she carries the phone. If Sans offers her a hot dog, then he would say, "Would you like ketchup or mustard or relish on that kid. If she would say, no, I just want it plain, then he says, okay, it's your choice, not mine. But are you really sure? Because some people would just change their mind a lot, most of the time, but not every time. He's more of a wiser character than usual. Yeah. And that's what it is. And that's Frisk. She does have the stripe or not, I don't know. But however, just so you all know, the characters that actually have stripes on their things or not. Just so you know, Kara and Frisk do not have a stripe on their arms like in Undertale. They do in mine, but I'm not really sure anymore. But however, in Undertale, just to tell you all people who are watching this video, they do not have stripes on their arms. If you even look in the game, you can't even see a single stripe on their arms. And why is that? He probably would. Toby Fox probably would, I mean. But however, they do not have a stripe on their arm. So why would he put it there anyways, huh? It's not supposed to be there. And however, then so Toriel doesn't have a hoodie on, but what she does have is she does have a scarf on her neck. It's kind of loose a little. She doesn't want it like all on her neck. She just wants it a little loose. But when winter comes, she puts it on there. She rearranges her scarf into just a scarf that looks like that was left out, not tied up, not in a knot, not anything. Just a normal scarf looking like that. And if that scarf is right there, if she has that scarf on her, then in winter she would rearrange it and then put it back on her. But not everything is on there, but she would just do anything that she can to put it back on there as good as possible. But in like the time that you meet her, she would have it loose. She'd probably have it not loose in the ending. There we go. And Flowey doesn't do anything to you. Whenever you meet him, then this is what would happen. So he said, are you confused or are you not confused? Just for what I would say. But if you are confused, if I would hear you say confused, even though that you didn't see a word, then okay, then you're confused. If you're not confused, then, well, that's fine. I don't really care. And, yeah, so that's it. And however, then Flowey, just, I don't know. You would say, well, how bad of a fall did you have? Are you okay? Did you get hurt? Or are you just fine with all of your HP? And it would seem to look that your HP is kind of low, like at 10% or something. And yeah, that's what it is. And then when he sees that in the fight part about it, he wouldn't really fight you or do anything to you. He would just give you some friendliness pellets, and they are actually friendliness pellets. They aren't things that would kill you. They aren't pellets that would actually hurt you. He's actually trying to heal you. But if you miss them, then he would kind of say, "What a stinker you are, huh?" And he wouldn't laugh or anything. He would just like smile, but with that part of it, with that emotion. And then and then no one would come if you panic or something like that. If you move, then yeah, he would say, "Just stop moving. Do you really think these are actually pellets that would hurt you?" I guess that they could be, but I wouldn't really hurt somebody. He's not, he wouldn't hurt somebody. He wouldn't really do anything to people, but he's a flower. But however, he may not have a soul, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't really hurt people. And that's what he thinks. That's Flowey. But however, sometimes he can, like the whole entire face of the flower, the whatever it's called, the petals, petals, I mean. The petals of the face just kind of grows a little if he wants to stand up like a human being. And yeah, his whole entire body is basically gonna be a human being if he ever wants to do that. So that he could actually walk around for once. That he could actually feel like how it's like to have legs. Because how could Azrael Dreamer floated, but then at the other part he didn't even have legs at all, like the second stage of the battle. That just kind of triggers me a little, because, well, it kind of makes sense, even though the reason why that would make sense is the reason of this. He has been a flower for almost his whole life. That is technically why. And I think I remember talking about Toriel. Toriel. So, she doesn't have a hoodie. That's what it is. But she does have... Oh, wait, I've already talked about her. But however, she is nice. She is still the nicest character in the game. She would actually give you pie, and that's what it is. That's all. And that's all for Flowey as well. But however, Asgore, like for what would Papyrus do in a genocide route if you would hurt monsters in that type of AU that I made? However, Papyrus, if someone would ever hurt him, because that they're hurting every monster going through the genocide route. The reason why? Because of this. He would do the same exact thing for what would Asgore do, like destroying the Mercy thing. He would do the same exact thing, but he wouldn't hit any buttons. He wouldn't, destroy anything like Asgore did. He would just make it look like that he's becoming a hero. He's still not in the Royal Guard yet, but it's not that he's soft. It's that he's kind of behind everyone that is actually trying to get into the Royal Guard. And that's all. And however, then there is, what was it called? What was he called? Or she? So, okay, so here's this. You know what? Mettaton in this one, guess what? He's gonna be genderless in mine instead of actually being, oh my goodness, like he's not gonna act like, he's not gonna look like a woman. He's not gonna look like that he is transgender. He's gonna be absolutely genderless. But however, he does have a gender, but just to be clear, he does not have a gender. He does, but he also doesn't, because he didn't reveal it at all. But if he would have a gender, it would actually be a male. The same thing in Undertale, because he wouldn't be Mettaton if he would be a female, right? Like, it would kind of be the same thing, but Mettaton would look like a boy if he was female. You get what I'm saying here? So, he is actually a male, but he looks like a female. But if he was female, then he would look like a male. You get what I'm saying here? He basically didn't reveal it. Only Alphys knows what the gender is, and so does he. And he's saying to Alphys, don't really reveal my gender, please. Because if people would know what gender I would, it would just be like a ripoff. Get it? Get what I'm saying here? And that's all for it. So, what else? Okay, so Gaster actually does, you can understand for what he's saying, but he does sound like the wingding sounds, but it would show up as normal letters instead of wingdings. And it would say, this is just another AU, isn't it? Well, alternate universe, created by someone else instead of ink sans. So, how are you enjoying your lifetime, Frisk? Because that you play as Frisk, Kara would turn up, like anywhere you go. Anywhere you go. Absolutely anywhere. She would even follow you. She would be at the bench from where Sans put his quiche. You get, right? So that's what she would do. And, so, Alphys. Alphys is still the same, but she doesn't really look the same. Well, she does have the lab coat, the glasses, the color, everything. But, however, she would stutter a little, but, like, not a lot. She would be like, oh, hi, this is exciting. Kinda awkward, right? Because how she is awkward a lot. She's more like, she can relate to my honesty a little. Like, she would admit that she is pretty awkward herself. That she is like an anime nerd or geek. Oof. And that's what she would be. Still the nerd, still the anime person. But however, she she would say, if you would say that anime is real, then she would be like, I'm not that convincing. Okay? I'm not that person that would do that. I am not the type of person that would convince that anime is real. But who knows if it's really real? It's up to whoever created this universe, the worlds. It's up to him or her, but not to us, right? She would always say right after any sentence that she would put into the wisdom. She's a wisdom 1, 2, and Undyne. She doesn't really act as if like, oh my goodness, like if she was super surprised that anime would be real, she wouldn't be convinced neither. But however, if you do say that, she would probably laugh at you. She would laugh at you. And however, she would say that like when you're fighting, she would actually tell the story and not fight you. She would fight you, but however, she wouldn't keep running after you every time. Whenever she is tired, then this is what would happen. Like, you know how in Undertale that they do the same thing? She wouldn't not say thank you after saying goodbye. But in my AU, she would say thanks. If you give her a glass of water, she would be like chugging that water down, like no tomorrow. That's how I do milk, because it's so weird. Like whenever there's like a carton of milk, I would get an actual glass of water. Like it's actually a glass. It's not like glass that is actually just a plastic cup. It would actually be a glass of water or milk. Every time, like if I would... Okay, so at first I would get a glass of milk and just chug it down like no tomorrow. I chug liquids that I drink, that we all drink. Milk, pop, water. I don't drink tea though. And yes, as Gore's favorite tea is still the golden flower tea. But however, then that being said, so if you're gonna, then when you're gonna be besties, she's not gonna be like all surprised, like, why is he or she there? Why is this person here? She wouldn't be like that. She would be like, oh, it's you again. Hi, how are you? She would actually be nice for once instead of being like the characters that she would, but she would still be the mad, heroic character that she would. Like, however, if you're going to like go over to her house, she's gonna be like the same thing that I said before. But however, Papyrus doesn't really, he gives her a fish instead of a bone. Like, she does have a drawer of bones, but it's not like all filled up. She has like about like 25 or less. And however, if Papyrus would give her a fish, then she would have a drawer a drawer pile of them. And she also has a dinosaur one as well, because she likes Elvis. She is still the person that she is from Undertale. Yeah. And however, what else is that? So she would be like, what kind of refreshment would you like? Pop, all those other things, tea, everything that you would put it. And if you point at her, she would be like, whoa there. Are you trying to hit me, or are you really just wanting to, I don't know, do you really want to hurt me, or do you want to be friends with everyone? Because I'm not the one who's going to be hurting here. Okay? And yeah, she would still say the same thing, but if you keep doing it like about at the fourth time, at the fifth part, she would say something else, like, can you please stop that? It's annoying. I don't really want to hurt your feelings. All I'm saying is that it's annoying. Okay? So stop. Just stop pointing that spear at me. Or else I'm gonna break it. And then you wouldn't have anything to point with. And that's what she says. And yeah, so if you're gonna pick Pop, then she would be like, do you want Pop? Like, she would go over to the Pop and say, oh, we're empty. Should I get some more, or do you really want Pop, or do you want something else? It's not really my choice, okay? Just pick one. I'm not trying to say any more questions, okay? And if you say yes, then she would actually go get some. Or probably just water. I think that, yeah. She would get some water. Like, there's two choices. Like, she would go over and get two things. Actual Pop and water. She would say, do you want water or Pop? I was just getting something else just in case if you change your mind. Or unless if you want other things as well. I could just refund this. It does say that you can refund. Just pick one. And yeah, that's what happens. If you pick all the other ones, it wouldn't be the same thing because I forgot for what they were. If you pick tea, then she'd be like, why are you reminding me? I know that you're not trying to remind me about anything, but this does remind me of Asgore. When you meet him, I bet that he's gonna actually surrender himself. He is a pretty nice person anyways. But even though that he wouldn't, doesn't really mean that he would. That's all I'm saying. But she doesn't really stop there. She actually goes on with the story and stuff like that. And she does have the childhood. She actually, however, she would say that of how that I got my eye fractured like this. She would tell the story of it. She would say, okay, so the reason why I have this eye patch on my eye and why that I got the fracture too, it's actually because of the childhood I have. Like, she didn't have like a bad childhood, that's what she would say. I didn't have a bad childhood, but I'm just gonna say, hey, you know what? The reason why I have the eye, it's not because of the childhood. I did have it during childhood, but it was actually because a friend or a foe or a stranger just did something. But they didn't really mean to. They really did apologize of who that was. But then again, I still remember this person till this day. And it goes silent. And she would talk about Asgore. She would give you a choice. Like, she's more of the choice person than usual. And yeah. That's all. And that's all about Undyne. Who else? I'm not sure who else would do that. Not would do that, but oh yeah, Muffet. Okay, Muffet. So, meeting Muffet, she would say, well, however, she would say that she would give you money instead of actually wanting to get money. She would give you some money whenever you need some more money, then she would give you some. Like, whenever you need it, she would give you it. She would give you some money. She would give you, like, you would actually meet her around the spider thing. But, however, she would be, like, hidden or something like that. Her face wouldn't show. It would say, would you like to buy a spider donut? And if you would say yes, but I don't have any money, yes, because that you actually have a lot of money, and saying no. Do you know what she would say? She would say, all right, since that you don't have a lot of money, here are 9,900, 1,000 something gold. Sorry. She would look like that she would be hidden. Like, all the characters are there, but they just would act different. Like, if how Undyne would act different. Like, instead of, like, yeah, like, she would, like, scream or something, she would be like, hello, I'm Undyne, how are you? And if you're a stranger, then she would be like, hello, stranger, I have no idea who you are, and I'm probably destined not to, but you know what? At some point, I'm gonna know who you are, so always wait until when something is coming to ya. And that's what it is. Okay, yeah, that's Muffet for you. She would have, instead of, like, the pants, the vest, everything that she has on, like that, she would have something else. She would probably have, like, I think that she would have a hoodie, but with, like, a spider on it. And this one isn't a zipper neither, so, yeah. And she has, like a shirt under it with longer sleeves. And sometimes during the fight, she would actually sweat and get tired. She would say, well, you're kind of tiring me out. Come to think of it, it's actually really hot in here, so no wonder why that I'm gonna take this off right now. And then she takes it off. And then, when you get to Azrael Dreamer, then he would say, he would say, well, do you remember me, Kara? Or the name that you gave the character. Do you remember? Do you remember me? Question mark, question mark, question mark, because you naming the character in the game. He would say, well, if you don't really recognize me or remember me, I'm still the same as I used to. Remember? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Because still of the character thing. And it would say, as real dreamer. He would have a cloak on, and during the fight he would have it off, but however, you wouldn't take any damage during it, but if you keep on like fighting, like slash slash slash, like every time if it would happen, then at some point later the hoodie would just get off, and then if you want to give up, then that's okay. But however, this isn't a real game, so, well, Undertale is the real game, but not my alternate universe. I can't even make an animation of it. And that's as real for ya. He is still the same as Flowey, but however, he would act like more nicer than Flowey. More caring, I mean. That's what he would do. I think that it looked like that I was like rolling my eyes at somebody. Did it? Just a second ago. Like doing this and then going over, pointing my eyes at my cat. Willie's over there as well, except that he's lower than Smudge. And Smudgy is actually just Nacho, because they keep calling, like my family keeps calling him Smudgy instead of Nacho. And Cheeto is called Tigger Red Jr. because we got a cat named Tigger Red. But however, Cheeto actually does look like him, so that's what it is. And yeah. And then that's all for the characters for ya. I'm not sure who else I would have talked about, but I don't know what other characters I can talk about. There are like the pet guy, the one that says pet. He is blind, but he can still see. If he sees somebody moving, then do you know what he would do? He would say, is someone moving or not? Just tell me. Okay? And yeah, he's still the doggy person, like the same way. But that is it. And then other stuff has happened as well. Oh, I almost ended it at the wrong time. Sorry, everyone. So I'm gonna leave it here. I would talk about some other characters, and also, okay, so just one more part of the characters. So, like the one that turned into the dog, the one that, like, each character that's in the True Lab, Elfie would admit that there was somebody here. But if you want to know the name, she would give you the choice of the name. There's a lot of choices in my alternate universe. And yeah. So, the white thing, do you know what? So do you know what that, the white blobs or something like that? Like, not the blobs or anything, but just like this one character that can turn into like a dog or a bird with horns or all these other types of things. whenever you fight it, it would attack, but however, it would, if you're getting low, then it would be nice enough to, it would be nice enough to, give you some healing parts. It's nice enough to do that. It doesn't really want to hurt you. It's just doing stuff. And that's all. That's all the characters. Have a good day, everyone. Have a nice evening. And I hope that you all are having a good day. Bye. Like, comment, I don't care if you really subscribe. And have a good day, everyone. Bye.